Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome to Firms Consulting channel. And today we're going to talk about how to replace your income. If you lost your job, if you feel you are about to lose your job, or if you just want to have something on the side to give you a plan B in case you will lose your job. If you are a business consultant or work in corporate, or if you have skills that small businesses can benefit from, and you are trying to replace your income or create a plan B, another stream of income in case you will lose your job during a recession, this video is for you. This video is part 1. There will be a part 2 video where we will focus on 10 insights to help you be a successful self-employed online-only business consultant. And this video, in conjunction with the other video, will be sufficient material for you to start your freelance consulting business online. And if you will want more in-depth training on this subject, you can become an FC Insider and go through the course. One thing you need to keep in mind is that freelance consulting business model is changing. It's much easier to be a freelance consultant when you can go out and meet clients, when you can network with clients, arrive at the client's office and do the work while sitting alongside a peer from the client. But what happens when you are forced to work over internet or over the phone? Hiring consultants online on dedicated online platforms was already taking away sales from traditional in-office professionals. Small consulting firms, small marketing firms, small web development firms. What coronavirus has done is it accelerated change in hiring habits. And what I want to show you in this video and in the upcoming video is how to take advantage of this trend and how to replace and thereafter surpass the income that you lost or may lose. You may be thinking to yourself, you know what? If I'm going to lose a job, I'm just going to get another job. If I'm currently a McKinsey consultant and I'm going to lose my job, I'm just going to get a job at BCG or Bain or Deloitte. The challenge is that it will be very difficult to do in current economic climate. So you got to play the odds here. And the odds are very high that whatever skill you have, there are businesses out there that need that skill and will pay you for that skill as long as you deliver more value than what they have to pay you for your services. You have to consider freelance consulting because it is the easiest way for people to hire you right now as a business consultant. In many cases, they are not going to hire a business consultant full-time, but they are more likely to hire freelance consultants because it is a contract position. There is no commitment. If they feel that you are not delivering value, they can just stop working with you and start working with somebody else. It is the easiest path to income for you if you are a business consultant or if you have skills that businesses need, and specifically small businesses. For those of you who are wondering if freelance consulting is for you, you need to put your ego aside. For one, the revenue numbers are not small. In this video, I'm going to share with you a case study with a real client whom we helped in the last few months to start his own freelance consulting business, and I will show you that the numbers are not small. Many people are using this shutdown time as a vacation. This is the mentality you have to avoid. Don't be reactive. You have to be proactive. You have to create a new path for yourself where you have some control over your life, where you have some control over your income, where nobody can fire you because you have multiple clients, and what are the chances that they all will fire you at the same time, so you have much more stability. If you are in consulting, the retrenchments will be enormous. If you are in corporate, the retrenchments are going to be staggering. You cannot wait for somebody to give you an opportunity. You have to create it. If you are a business consultant and your previous channel to a client was through the firm, you need to create your own channel. Play the odds, and the odds are very much against you if you are trying to apply for almost any full-time position during a crisis or a recession. There are always going to be stories of people who made it. You need to decide if you want to play those odds. But we are advising clients not to play those odds right now, especially if you're applying to companies which is very difficult to join even during good economic times, like McKinsey, like BCG, like Bain, like Deloitte, because you are likely going to end up wasting a lot of time, burning through your savings. You are going to become disillusioned, your family will become disappointed, and God forbid you are going to have financial problems at the end of all of this. And by the time you will realize that you are not getting any of the offers you thought you will get, you are going to be very tired. And you still have to come up with a real solution. But you will have much less energy, much less motivation to do it. So you might as well start now. And you can do those two things together. You can continue to apply for full-time positions, and you can at the same time actually run your own business on the side, so you can have a reliable income that you control to a large extent, to a much larger extent than when you are hired by somebody who can fire you at any moment. So let's talk about a real case study of a client whom we helped to create a new income stream, to basically replace the income he used to have and then double it within 3 weeks approximately. Let's call him Rajiv. When he came to us a few months ago, he was afraid that he is going to be laid off. And he was wondering what he should do if he is in a situation where he cannot leave the house because his wife is not well medically. How could he work if he could not leave the house? And he had some ideas, but we encouraged him to pursue a different direction. After our call, Rajiv actually was laid off. And very shortly after that, maybe about 2 weeks later. But he followed the plan, he made some adjustments that worked, and we have to give him a lot of credit. He showed a lot of initiative, he was a very hard-working person, and he implemented things, he got things done. He got things going very fast. He took guidance and went with it, and he made things work. He learned, he adjusted, and he worked hard, and things worked out for him. And Rajiv has what we call an Indian grit. He's a very pleasant guy who doesn't complain, who came from India, he doesn't say anything bad, he works hard, and he gets the job done. In the previous job, he was a business consultant in one of the big 4 firms. Let's say he was based in New Jersey office. It was somewhere in the tri-state area. And he got laid off. He was a senior consultant or equivalent, so not a senior role. And he was there for 6 years. He was a good consultant. He wasn't a star performer, but he wasn't a bad performer. He had good ratings and he got the job done. But it wasn't like he was a star performer at his firm and everyone was falling over themselves to hire this guy. He was a good consultant. He got the job done, he was likable, he got good reviews. Here's an interesting thing about the numbers. His salary at the time when he left was not more than $160,000 a year. So this works out to about $3,300 a week. It's a good salary, you can have a good life with that salary. But it does not allow you to save much. But using this new process of working online as a business consultant, he managed to bring up his income to $8,000 per week. And his costs were very minimal. And because his costs are very minimal, it's basically almost pure profit. His total cost for internet, for electricity, and for some subscriptions that he's using to run his business is sitting at around $300 per month. And he's doing $8,000 of billings per week, which is basically pure profit. And he managed to get to that level in about 3 weeks after starting working as a freelance consultant online. So think about it, he basically doubled his compensation in about 3 weeks of working. And now he has a revenue that he can rely on, that he has much more control over. He's working with a lot of small clients, so even if one client leaves, he still has all his other clients, and he has constant opportunity to find more clients. So this provides him and his family with much more stability, and he's able to save much more of his monthly compensation so that they have a bigger safety net in case something goes wrong. Of course, we have to apply some realism here. He is working very hard to have $8,000 per week in billings. And he cannot do it every week, entire year. He will just burn out. And one of the things that we recommended him to do is eventually to start not doing all the work himself, but finding other capable people on the same platform to whom he can outsource the work. He will be the front person with the client. He will do the quality control. He will be responsible for the work ultimately, but he will not be doing all the work, and he will be getting a big cut of what the client is paying. And Rajiv is now on track to make between $480,000 to $500,000 of revenue in his first year. And of course, he has a lot of room to grow as well, because as he's hiring more people, he can get more jobs and he can raise his revenue. And Rajiv is basically working alone. Him and his wife and their little daughter living in a 2-bedroom apartment. They stay in one room, Rajiv works in the other room, and I'm not sure where the daughter sleeps. Maybe she sleeps in the same bedroom. She's a small, so she's at that age where you can put her in the corner and she probably will be happy. His wife is responsible for communication with clients, bidding for work, sending updates to clients. So basically administrative part of the business. And Rajiv is just focusing on doing the work. And now, as he has other people doing the work as well, he's also responsible for quality control to ensure that anything that is delivered to client is actually up to the high standards. Now think about, in terms of numbers, it took him less than a month to get to $8,000 of billings per week. And one important thing that we encouraged him to do, and he followed through with it, is he only focuses on a small niche. He focuses on financial modeling and Excel work. And the reason it is important to focus on just a small niche is because it allows you to become an expert at it. It allows you to put processes and systems in place to help you be more productive, more effective. If you end up doing different things, you end up wasting a lot of time, because every time you're doing something new, you have to figure out the best process to follow to do something the most productively in the most effective way. You have to pick a niche and stick to it and build processes and systems that you can continue to follow. So once Rajiv started doing actual work for clients on the platform, we advised him to do 2 things. One I already spoke about, which is find other people on the platform that are capable, that you can give your work to, and you can do quality control and be a front person with the client. And the second thing that we recommended in his particular situation is to develop some plugins, which basically means Rajiv develops some plugin functions and he hires a developer to code it. And this is not expensive. If you're especially working with people who are not based in very costly countries like United States, Canada, Australia, UK, if you go to other places, developing countries, and you can find those people on that same platform where you will be offering your services. And Rajiv developed a plugin like that, and now every time someone downloads a plugin, Rajiv gets paid. He may be sleeping, he may be on vacation with his wife and the child, and he is getting paid. So he is doing very well in his first year, and he is on target to pull about $500,000 in his first year, and there's a lot of room to grow. So what should you do if you're about to lose your job, or you already lost your job, or you just want to have this side business, a revenue coming in, so that you can sleep well at night knowing that if you lose your job during a recession, you don't need to worry because you have this other plan B that you already have in place, and you don't need to worry. You can just then focus on your plan B. The first thing you need to do is you need to focus on survival. Applying to McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Deloitte, and so on now is probably not the best idea, because the chances of getting in are even smaller than they generally are, and they are generally very small. You want to focus on surviving and not losing everything. Taking care of your family, investing in yourself, and importantly, not allowing gaps on your resume. And you have to make sure that you do not allow so many delays that by the time you will realize that applying for jobs is not a strategy that will work for you, it is too late and you already went through all your savings, you're extremely tired, and you have to start from the bottom. So step 1 is survival. Step 2 is stabilization. Once you start your online freelance business, then you can focus on growing it. And if by the time recession is kind of finishing and people starting to hire again, if you decide at that time to go back to corporate world and go back and apply to McKinsey and BCG, Bain and other companies, your target companies, then you can do it at that time, or you can decide to continue running your own business and growing it. And step 3 is, how do you thrive in this? How do you actually not just replace your income, but how can you create a fantastic, fulfilling life and career for yourself as an entrepreneur who is running his own small consulting business? And of course, FC training covers it. In the upcoming video, I'm going to talk about 10 insights that determine success if you want to run an online consulting freelance business like this. Now, if you want to go deeper and learn how to do this step by step, we do have a course on this. It is called Replace Income with Online Only Freelance Consulting. It is available to FC Insiders, our most loyal members who have been with us for many months. One thing I want to leave you with is, if you end up going through the course, or even if you just end up taking action based on this video and upcoming video, do not take a week, do not take 2 weeks, 3 weeks to plan it. Do it in 1 day, do it in 2 days, execute it, and start building your profile. This particular path that we are discussing today does not require upfront investment. It does not require you to invest $10,000 to create a beautiful website to present yourself to the world. You create your profile. In the course, we're taking you step by step what to do, what not to do, what your profile picture should look like, what your profile description should say, what kind of projects you should bid for, how much you should charge. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. I know this is a difficult time, but it's also an opportunity for you to create something where you can have control over your life and no one ever can fire you, because you will have multiple clients. Even if one client fires you, it doesn't mean anything. You still have stability, you have a business, you have reputation, and you have something that is yours that you have much more control over. So don't feel down. You have a lot of power to create stability in your life. And there are a lot of businesses that need your skill, that need your help right now. As long as you offering businesses more value than what they need to pay you for your services, people will want to hire you. I'm going to wrap up this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay focused, stay productive, do good things for the world, and I'm looking forward to see you next time.